Welcome back to 504 Road Trips. Today we're continuing east on US Highway 98 concurrent with Hidden State Road 30, starting around mile 140 as we enter the small Gulf front city of Mexico Beach in Bay County, Florida. Mexico Beach grew up after World War II as a laid-back fishing and vacation community along a lightly developed stretch of coastline between Panama City and Port St. Joe, with a pre-Hurricane Michael permanent population of roughly 1,200 residents and a reputation for low-rise motels, RV parks, and beach cottages fronting a wide white sand shoreline. On October 10, 2018, Hurricane Michael made landfall here as a Category 5 storm, with storm surge in the Mexico Beach area on the order of 9 to 14 feet above ground level, and breaking waves on top of that high water stripping away upper stories and leaving many buildings reduced to bare concrete slabs. Out of roughly 1,700 structures in the city, the vast majority sustained damage and hundreds were completely destroyed, turning blocks of older houses and small businesses along and south of US-98 into piles of debris. What you see along the highway today is a mix of surviving buildings, newer construction built to stronger codes, and open lots that still mark where earlier development stood. As we drive the main strip through Mexico Beach, US-98 serves as both the town's commercial spine and its front row of Gulf access, with side streets leading to public beach entrances and fishing spots that have helped the community gradually rebuild its tourism-driven identity in the years since the storm. Continuing east, US-98 leaves the city limits of Mexico Beach, crosses Bay County Road 386, a rural connector that heads inland towards Wewahichka and State Road 71 in the interior of the Florida Panhandle. Immediately beyond this intersection, the roadway crosses the Gulf County line and enters the unincorporated community of Beacon Hill, a dune ridge that historically hosted the Beacon Hill Lighthouse and still marks the westernmost point of Gulf County, as well as the nearby transition from Central Time to Eastern Time for travelers continuing down the coast. Beacon Hill today is part of a 3-mile run of low to mid-density beachfront neighborhoods stretching towards St. Joe Beach, known for pet-friendly sands, permitted beach bonfires, and a bluff-top community park with picnic areas, athletic fields, and a boardwalk overlooking the Gulf of Mexico. Gulf County itself is a largely rural area in the Florida Panhandle with a 2020 population of a little over 14,000 and no large cities. Its county seat is Port St. Joe, located southeast of here where US-98 meets State Road 71 on the shores of St. Joseph Bay, and the county's geography includes barrier peninsula beaches, bayfront marshes, and extensive timberlands that support a mix of forestry, tourism, and small-scale industry. As US-98 threads the narrow strip of land along the open Gulf here in western Gulf County, it is effectively the only through highway tying together these small coastal communities with Port St. Joe to the southeast and the Panama City area back to the northwest. Now we've shifted into the unincorporated community of St. Joe Beach, which shares the continuous 3-mile stretch of white sand shoreline with Beacon Hill, but carries its own identity as a quiet residential and vacation area just west of Port St. Joe. We see a family-oriented coastline with a scattering of beach houses, small rental properties, and a handful of locally owned businesses, and because there are no incorporated municipalities here, Gulf County and nearby Port St. Joe provide most services and utilities behind the scenes. The beaches along this run look out across the open Gulf rather than into a protected bay, and for drivers on US-98, it makes this one of the more scenic segments of the highway, with only a single travel lane in each direction and relatively few cross streets breaking up the view. This stretch did not escape Hurricane Michael's impact, but the damage pattern was somewhat different than at Mexico Beach, with surge and wind effects more spread out and a combination of repairs, rebuilds, and vacant lots now visible from the road as the community continues to recover. As this segment wraps up, we finish our eastbound run on US-98 at about mile 147 on the eastern end of St. Joe Beach as the highway continues toward the city of Port St. Joe and the shores of St. Joseph Bay. Thanks for watching. If you liked this video, please give us a thumbs up, subscribe, leave a comment below, share and follow us on social media, and join us for our next 504 road trip.